This sandwich is a pork lover's dream and it's so simple to make. We've got 3 different kinds of pork cold cuts encased in a focaccia bread that has a generous spread of homemade pesto topped with fresh buffalo mozzarella. It's a foodgasm in every bite.
Horns up and welcome to a brand new episode of Headbangers Kitchen Sandwich Shop. Folks, today's recipe is inspired by a sandwich that I ate in one of my favorite restaurants in Bombay called O Pedro. During the pandemic, they started making some killer sandwiches and they had a cold cut sandwich that was to die for. So I said to myself, why not recreate that sandwich and give it my own little spin? So anyway, today we're going to do just that. But enough jibber jabber, let's get cooking.
We're going to start by getting our pan on the stove and toasting some pine nuts for our pesto. Now pine nuts are expensive, so you can also make your pesto with walnuts or pistachios and honestly even peanuts or cashews. Sure, it's not authentic, but unless one of the protectors of authenticity is paying for your nuts, you use whatever damn nut you want. Once those are nice and toasted, get them off the heat. Get those nuts in a mortar and pestle or a food processor along with some garlic, season with salt and then get smashing. A little olive oil, half of the basil, continue smashing. Then the rest of the basil, I'm still smashing. I really should have used the food processor, but this way I'll get a nice chunky and rustic pesto. Some lemon juice and some more smashing before adding in my secret weapon, the arugula or rocket leaves. Yes, this is a basil and arugula pesto and it will have a lovely peppery note from the arugula. Then in goes the parmesan cheese, some more olive oil and I regretfully pound that pesto with my broken pestle. Anyway, my rustic and chunky basil and arugula pesto is now ready. For my sandwich, I'm using this cherry tomato and herb focaccia from a local cheese shop, and trust me, there is no shame in using store-bought bread. Not everyone wants to be a part-time baker. So I just cut that into a nice square and slice it down the center, and now we assemble. Spread some of that pesto on the bottom side of the bread. Then I get some fresh buffalo mozzarella which I cut into slices and put that over the pesto. I season that with a bit of salt and pepper. And then come the cold cuts. I've got a lovely pork mortadella which goes on first, and be generous, you paid for all these ingredients. Then on goes some honey smoked ham, and get the good stuff if you can. And finally some salami. Each porky cold cut gives a different flavor profile, so they all work in harmony. Some pesto on the top side of the bread and then just complete the sandwich. Of course, I've got to cut into it and show you that cross section. I mean, just look at that cross section. It's beautiful. Of course, even half a sandwich is too much for me, so I've got a quarter of the sandwich here. And damn, that's a sandwich I could eat all day, every day. Anyway, enough jibber jabber, let's officially taste.
Alright folks, let's dig in. I am in porky heaven. I mean, this sandwich, wow. Agreed, I haven't made the bread myself, but that's some damn good bread, some good cold cuts, and the combination of the fresh buffalo mozzarella with the pesto and the cold cuts is just magic. Honestly guys, this is one of my favorite sandwiches ever. So I hope you guys are going to make this. And listen, there is no shame in buying store-bought bread, buying store-bought cold cuts, store-bought cheese. I mean, you can't be expected to make everything from scratch, right? Anyway, enough jibber jabber. I'll see you on the next episode of Headbangers Kitchen. Until then, cheers and keep cooking. Hey folks, a big thank you to all the people who support me on Patreon and on the YouTube channel memberships. These sandwiches are made possible because of wonderful people like you. So thank you very much, you are all awesome. And if you'd like to join this foodie club, well, the links are in the video description box just below this video. Thank you, come again.